Hello, lovely people. Happy Tuesday. Don't know what day it is. Sorry about this. The sun is shining through the skylight, which is obviously lovely, but I hope it doesn't get in the way of you being able to see what I'm doing. And I can't, even when I move the camera a little bit, it doesn't really seem to be making that much of a difference. So it might just, I'll just have to do this class bathed in lovely spectrum of light, and then maybe it might move a little bit and it should be okay. Also, really happy all the random furniture that's normally in this corner has gone finally. So we've only got a few little bits left to clear, and then our living room will be, more organized and be a nicer place to relax, and it won't have an abundance of random furniture in it, which is awesome. So today we have got a really similar format to how I do all the bodyweight classes. 3 movements, which we'll then add a variable to as we go along. So we'll really develop the skill of that movement. As always, you are welcome to stick with any of the previous options that have been given. Use a range of motion that suits you and rest whenever you need to. I demonstrate a way, it's not the way and the only way. So all you'll need is your water bottle, and you need some sort of object. So it doesn't have to be anything particularly fancy. It could just be a cushion. I'm going to use Dougie over there. And yeah, we'll get started. As always, we'll do a round of easing in, and then we'll start adding those variables to what we're doing. So we are going to just start with a nice bodyweight squat. Again, you can start here. It's plenty. Letting the body know what we're doing. I will turn the music up in a second as well. Like I say, I don't know if you guys can hear the music that clearly, but it just helps me feel like I'm not just listening to the sound of my own breathing between reps. And I'm sure you guys have your own tunes on. Okay, now start to get a little bit braver in that movement, drop it a bit lower. Let's have 3 more. Remember, nipple lasers facing straight ahead as possible, but everyone's squat will look different. Oh, a nice big click in my ankle there. Last one, awesome. Okay, we're going to go with a side lying abductor. So you will need to come down to your mat. If you do not want to lie down on the floor today for whatever reason, take a pew on something with your hand, and you can do all of this stood up. But I'm going to go with lying down, but you pick what works for you. So make sure those hips are nice and stacked. Roll over, support yourself on your elbow, and we're just going up, control it down. Let's have 8 on each side. If your hip feels a bit sore, you can just pop a cushion under there or double the mat over. This floor is particularly unforgiving, and it does hurt my hip quite a lot, and my knees. Lovely. 2 more on this side. And you can either roll face the other way, or you can swing your legs round to join me on the other leg. Here we go. Control it up and down. So moving with purpose. Lovely. Lovely. 2 more. It's been an age since I've done these. It's when I was like obsessed with booty building, something that I just always used to do, and yeah, not the best. And right, 5 walkouts. If you do not wish to do a walkout, because I know sometimes depending on what's going on in the shoulders, you might just want to take a nice big reach up and then float it down to the floor. You can do that 5 times instead. If you don't mind a walkout, here we go, 5 of them. Find the floor however you want to, and then walk the hands out to a full plank and back again. There we go. Makes for an interesting hairstyle. Really take your time with these. Last 2. one more. Feel like this just gets the upper body ready for things when we do like push-ups and other planks and things like that. Cool. Grab yourselves a little drink. Check in with your body, make sure you're feeling all right. Next round. Turn that up, even though it's a bit rubbish. So I've done these before. A pivot squat. So you start with both feet facing straight ahead. One foot turns to face the other way, and then you go into your squat. And as soon as that foot lands, that's when we want to break into that squat, and then we go other side. We're going to do that, but we're going to introduce a reach like that. So if my right leg moves out, my left arm is going to go for that reach. So I'll show you all together. It's going to reach as I drop. It's going to get the obliques involved. These bits are on the side, so it's going to get a lot of core involved as well as using the legs. Right, we are going to go. We're not going to do anything mad. 6 on each side. So whenever you're ready, but of course you can do more or less. It's good for me to aim for something, because otherwise I might just do it forever. And this video will be hours and hours long. Okay, opposite arm and leg. 6 on each side. Really go for that reach before you come out of it. That's it. Ooh. Nice. That reach might mean that you lose a little bit of depth in your squat. That's absolutely fine. Remember, yours doesn't have to look like mine. You might think mine looks rubbish. And I don't care. That's fine. You could just be here. As long as you're going for that reach. Perfect. Oh, we've got a bit of Tina on. Lovely. One more each side. Nice big reach. Perfect. Give yourself a little shake out. Memory's terrible, so I have to just check this every time. Back to that side lying abductor. So remember, if you want to, you can do this standing. If you don't mind getting down on the mat, down we go. So we're going to do a little pulse. 8 on each leg. So we're going to go up, down a little bit, and straight back up. So almost like you're just going like that. Little pulse, 8 times. Pulse. That's it. So you're just flicking it up in that top portion of the movement. Ooh. 2 more. Nice. Oh. Other side. Swivel yourself, get comfy. Pulse it up. Nice. Ooh. We're gonna get real interesting with this little pulse as we go along. Last one. Full side bum. Right, and we've done these before. We're gonna go plank to downward dog 5 times. I just like the number 5 when it comes to doing this stuff, because 4, yeah, 6 too many, I think. So we're gonna go high plank, push back to downward dog, back to plank. You can also drop to the knees if you need to at any point. Got loads of sock fluff on here. So here we go. High plank, push back to downward dog, back to high plank. That's 1. 2. Really push back to feel it in those hamstrings and those shoulders. Last 1. Again, you're welcome to do more or less. Perfect. Grab yourselves a drink. A drink and a wiggle. All right. This is where it gets interesting with our pivot squat. We've done them before where the foot has moved forwards and then come back. We're going to move the foot backwards. So I'm just going to show you from this angle. Still going to go with my reach. And then I'm going to step back and forward again, and then pop that arm in as I come to standing. Other side looks like this. Reach, step it back and forward and back up. You are welcome to stick with what we did in that other round where you just go with the reach, or just do a little hop with it. So even if you don't move it back, just move the foot up and down if you can. All right, 6 on each side, just like we did before. I did a few of these when I was planning this class, and my God, you feel it everywhere. So here we go. This is definitely building up the skill in our squat. So we reach, step it back, forward and up. My arm was a bit slow to catch up then. Keep in that reach position. Oh, so much glute. You can tell I'm finding something difficult because I just go silent and pull a funny face. Perfect. I think if my neighbours could see still through the fence, because it is now fixed, they'd probably think, what the hell is she doing? One more each side. Just having a little tantrum there at the bottom of that movement. Ow! Why did I think of that? It's horrible. Okay. In our lying abductor, or your standing abductor, we're now going to go for a 2-point pulse. So we're going to pulse at the top, and then we're going to take the leg back a little bit and pulse there as well. So if I show you this way on, pulse here, and then take it back and pulse there. We're going to go 6 on each side because we're spending a lot of time in that end range. But, you know, you're welcome to do 8. I just want to be able to move my legs without too much, you know, DOMs tomorrow. So pulsing it up and then back and down. That's it. Straight back. Whew. Like you're almost like drawing a V with your foot. One more. Ooh. Other side. Again, doing exactly the same if you're standing. Pulse at the top, pulse at the back. Oh. Making some funny noises, aren't I? Two more. It's funny because my left leg doesn't want to travel back as far. Again, nothing wrong with having different ranges of motion on different sides. Like nobody's supposed to be symmetrical, but it's just always interesting when you notice that in a movement. But oh my goodness, right, you need your object now, and this is where we have got to go with an even number just so we can do the same amount in each arm. So when we're going to go from starting that plank, downward dog, back to plank, you're going to opposite hand. So we're going to have your object set up on one side. Opposite arm is going to reach and move it to the other side. Downward dog again. Opposite arm is going to get it back, put it back on that side. 6 all together. So 3 on each arm. Doesn't matter which side you set up on. Here we go. Setting up in that plank. Again, if you want to do your plank on your knees, you can, but then just tucking the toes under to push back into downward dog, high plank, Move him over. There we go. Welcome to just stick with the downward dog plank that we did in the last round. That's 4. We've got 1 more. Knees down. Oh, that is tough. Sweating a bit. Grab yourselves a drink. Enjoy the horrible tunes that are on. Okay, so we've got 1 round of each left. Again, new skill, new variable in each, but if you want to stick with what we did in the last round or the round before, always access this where you are at, where it's meaningful to you, where you find that level of challenge. Oh, here we go, right. So back to that pivot squat. Sorry, Doug, I'm just gonna have to move you so I don't stand on you. We are gonna go with a movement back and then forward before we return. So it looks like this with the reach, footsteps out, reach, step it back to where it was, and then forward slightly before coming back in. And we're going to do, again, because we're spending a lot of time in that bottom range, I'm going to say 5 on each side instead of 6. But again, you could stick with what we did in the first round or the last round, or if you can, just try and lift that foot up. See how far you can get it. Even if it doesn't move, just lift it. It's still going to do have the effect that we're looking for in the joints. It's just going to hit the joints and the muscles and the ligaments all slightly differently. So I feel like I have to psych myself up for this because my glutes and my knees are just like, oh, this is hard work. So here we go, 5 on each side, stepping it out, reach, step that foot back, and then forward of itself, back in, there we go. Oh, hips, glutes, And it only has to be small. Don't have to do a massive step. Just keep going with that reach. That's only been 2 on each side. Oh my goodness. Come on, we got this. Doing it for the bones. Got a good like rush of endorphins in me. One more on each side. I think I'm going to ditch the arm just to really focus on that movement. My word. Oh, evil in a way, some might say. Okay, abductor. So we're going for 3 points this time. Straight up, behind, and then forward. Okay, it's like I'm doing some weird dance. Up, back, forward. So with the leg, it's like this. Pulse, pulse, pulse before you return it down. 5 on each side. Here we go. We are nearly there, guys. Those squats have made me out of breath. Here we go. Pulse, 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 and down. There we go. It's almost like you're drawing this, but with the pulse. One more. Welcome to do more. see. Here we go, last time with this movement. I can't remember how many I've done. I think I've only got one left, but I'm going to go 2 just to make sure it doesn't matter. Quite enjoying the feeling in my poor little screaming abductor. Awesome. Right, last thing. Oh, forgot that I'd planned that. So you need your object again. We are going to do 6 again. But when we push back to down dog, I want you to lift a leg. Doesn't have to be high, it could just be out here, or it can go as high as you want. Doesn't matter which leg you do, as long as you swap them each time. Then it'll be high plank, move. Okay? As always, if you don't want to do the leg lift, you leave that. Put a pin in that. Stick what we did in the last round. All right. Here we go. Push back to down dog. Lift a leg. Push. High plank. Move. Oh, remember, opposite arm. Amy, yeah. Get that high plank position before you move your object. Last one. Oh, my t-shirt's doing that thing where it's like taking over my face. Oh, we are done. Let's turn that down. Oh my goodness me. Grab yourselves a drink. Wow. I really enjoyed that, but that was hard. If you got through that, well done. Let me know what you thought. And as always, have a bloody brilliant rest of your day. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.